So I want to give you my opinion on colon cleansing. There's several different types. You have colon hydrotherapy, where you're putting water up through the rectum into the large intestines, and then you're flushing everything out, okay? Herbal laxatives create a purging of the material out from your colon. Then you have something called a colema, which is a combination of an enema and a colonic, because you're using an enema tube, but you're also flushing water up through here and pulling it out. And that was developed by Bernard Jensen. I've done it 3 or 4 times a very long time ago. The problem with that is that it's very, very temporary. I actually experienced a lot of good benefits, but the other problem is it flushes out your electrolytes, okay? And if you're already deficient, you can feel very dizzy. It can affect your heart. And even a colonic can also flush your electrolytes, so you better make sure you put those back in so you're not deficient. Not to mention, you're also flushing out your friendly bacteria. You have to put that back in there as well. Because some people that get this done end up with constipation because they just basically wiped out their good bacteria and they haven't put it back in. One of the problems with the colema is that one of the things that you're doing, in addition to eating no food, is you are drinking apple juice. And it's going to keep that blood sugar up. You're going to feel miserable because you actually never get into a state of ketosis because you're drinking this apple juice, causing your body to be dependent on glucose and not your own fat. So you have this constant crash in blood sugars. All I thought about and dreamt about on this program was at the end of it, I was going to really consume a large amount of pizza and salty foods because I was so deficient. They didn't really put back those electrolytes, and the apple juice was not a good idea. So my opinion is this. Why would you want to do this in the first place? What problem are you trying to solve? Do you have too many toxins in your colon? Do you have IBS? Do you have polyps? Maybe you have constipation. Maybe you have malabsorption problems, even in the small intestine. Maybe you have some type of itis, ileitis, diverticulitis, colitis in the small intestine or the large. There's many different reasons for doing this, but the first thing that I would recommend is you must fix your diet. Because what you're normally going to find is if you really fix this, these things are usually going to go away. But I'm not against doing colon hydrotherapy maybe for a short-term solution for constipation or other conditions, but just realize that it should be supervised and you better put your electrolytes back in as well as the friendly bacteria. But if you think long-term, there's really 2 things that you must do. You must fix the diet. Of course, you know what I'm going to say. You need to go on a keto diet. Ketones have anti-inflammatory properties. It's going to greatly help your colon. Adding more carbohydrates adds more inflammation to your digestive system. But the most important thing is to start doing fasting, okay? Intermittent fasting. Why? Because the frequent eating goes completely against how our digestive system was designed. We were not designed to eat so frequently. We're cramming so much food down this pipe where it never has a chance to completely clean out, where we're keeping our stomach, our small intestine, our colon constantly filled with food. It overwhelms everything. We get all sorts of malabsorption and incomplete digestive cycles. That's really where the problem is. So this right here is vital, vital, vital. If you're new to my channel, I put a link down below of how to do it. Now, fiber. We're talking about vegetable fiber. It can be good or bad. Most of the time, it's going to be good. Most people can actually do vegetables without a problem. The benefit of that is the phytonutrients that are very anti-cancer, anti-polyp, anti-tumor, not to mention anti-inflammatory. And the fiber feeds the friendly microbes, which then make certain chemicals that are really good for you, that help your blood sugars. They're also anti-inflammatory. However, for some people, consuming too many vegetable fibers can tear up their colon, in which case they need to go carnivore for a while to actually reduce that inflammation and reset, probably for about a couple of months. And the last thing I want to mention is fermented vegetables are very, very important. Now, I want you to differentiate between pickled vegetables versus fermented. Always get the fermented. If you are not familiar with that, I put a link down below of the difference between the two. But fermented vegetables would be like sauerkraut. Some pickles are fermented, kimchi. Very, very good because you have the fiber and you'll have the probiotics all in one. It's very good for the digestive system. All right, that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Before you go, if you have a question about a product, or you're new to keto and you want to know how to begin keto, or you're on keto and you need a debug because it's not going as smooth, I have a keto consultant standing by to help you. This is just for the people in the US. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to answer everyone's call. But I put the number down below so you can call and get some help.